Listening, fill in the blanks.
Let's start.
Another issue is the extent to which the technology influences, or even controls the workforce. For over 2 years, Pakiti monitored a telecommunications company. The way telecom salespeople work is through personal and frequent contact with clients, using the benefit of experience to assess a situation and reach a decision. However, the company had started using an algorithm that defined when account managers should contact certain customers about which kinds of campaigns and what to offer them.
He adds, if there is going to be change to jobs as a result of AI and robotics, then I'd like to see governments seizing the opportunity to improve policy to enforce good job security. We can reprogram the law to prepare for a fairer future of work and leisure. McGahey's findings are a call to arms to leaders of organizations, governments, and banks to preempt the coming changes with bold new policies that guarantee full employment, fair incomes, and a thriving economic democracy.
Every species has its own colony of microbes, called a microbiome, and these microbes vary not only between species but also between individuals and within different parts of each individual. What is amazing is that while the number of human cells in the average person is about 30 trillion, the number of microbial ones is higher, about 39 trillion. At best, Jung informs us, we are only 50% human. Indeed, some scientists even suggest we should think of each species and its microbes as a single unit, dubbed a holobiont.
Think of it as a clock. The subtitling unit has an insert key to capture the time code where you want the subtitle to appear. When you press the delete key, it captures the time code where you want the subtitle to disappear. So each subtitle would have an in point and an out point, which represent the exact time when the subtitle comes in and goes out. This process is then followed by a manual review, subtitle by subtitle, and time codes are adjusted to improve synchronization and respect shot changes. This process involves playing the film literally frame by frame, as it is essential the subtitles respect the visual rhythm of the film.
Our work also involves checking and reworking subtitles when the translation is not up to standard. However, the reason for redoing subtitles is not just because of poor quality translation. We may need to adapt subtitles to a new version of the film. The time code may be different. The film may have been edited, or the subtitles may have been created for the cinema rather than video. If subtitles were done for cinema on 35mm, we would need to reformat the timing for video, as subtitles could be out of sync or too fast. If the translation is good, we would obviously respect the work of the original translator. In each human, there are microbes that live only in the stomach, the mouth or the armpit, and by and large they do so peacefully. So, bad microbes are just microbes out of context. Microbes that sit contentedly in the human gut, where there are more microbes than there are stars in the galaxy, can become deadly if they find their way into the bloodstream. These communities are constantly changing too. The right hand shares just 1/6 of its microbes with the left hand. And, of course, we are surrounded by microbes. Every time we eat, we swallow 1 million microbes in each gram of food. We are continually swapping microbes with other humans, pets, in the world at large.
Monday mornings have a double helping of stress for the working body, as it makes a rapid transition from sleep to activity, and from the relaxing weekend to the pressures of work. When people get up, their blood pressure and heart rate go up and there are hormonal changes in their bodies, Willich explained. All these things can have an adverse effect in the blood system and increase the risk of a clot in the arteries, which will cause a heart attack. When people return to work after a weekend off, the pace of their life changes. They have a higher workload, more stress, more anger, and more physical activity, said Willich. We need to know how these events cause changes in the body before we can understand if they cause heart attacks. Yang's book is in many ways a plea for microbial tolerance, pointing out that while fewer than 100 species of bacteria bring disease, many thousands more play a vital role in maintaining our health. The book also acknowledges that our attitude towards bacteria is not a simple one. We tend to see the dangers posed by bacteria, yet at the same time we are sold yogurts and drinks that supposedly nurture friendly bacteria. In reality, says Yang, bacteria should not be viewed as either friends or foes, villains or heroes. Instead, we should realize we have a symbiotic relationship that can be mutually beneficial or mutually destructive.
To illustrate, the word chair has a meaning that applies to the somewhat varied set of entities in the world that people use for sitting on. Chairs have features, such as arms and legs and backs, that are combined to some degree in a systematic way. They turn up in a range of chairs of different shapes, sizes, and ages. Could be said that children learn to narrow down the set of cues that make up a chair, and in this way they learn the concept associated with that word. On the other hand, color words tend to be unique and not bound to other specific co-occurring features. There is nothing systematic about color words to help cue their meaning.
Like, share, subscribe the channel, and press the bell icon for further updates.